It's happening. A huge ban wave just hit. Reddit, with over 2,000 communities, some with millions of members, completely vanished. Twitch making some sort of weird statement by banning the president. This is what, if you've been watching my channel, you know has been coming. This is why, if you watch my channel, you know I constantly support alt tech, warts and all. There are a lot of new programs out there, alternatives to Twitch, that all have their problems. Initially last week, I talked about Trovo as a new live streaming platform, and I was nervous because they had Tencent money. Well, I'm not sure which one is the worst evil right now. Because Twitch is just, I mean, as far as things stand right now, we still don't know why Dr. Disrespect, one of the most popular streamers on the planet, was banned. Some people are saying because he's had weird conspiracy theories about stuff before. I don't know. They haven't made any statement about that. We've seen Reddit, again, banning 2,000 communities, some with millions of members today. This is, make no mistake, collusion between Silicon Valley companies to control narrative. Now, there are communities on both sides that seemingly were banned today, and we're going to talk about that. But most importantly, the takeaway I want people to have in this video is simple. Support alt tech. Support them, warts and all. I don't talk a lot about my political opinions because I don't care what yours are. I want people of all political backgrounds to watch my videos and to feel welcome, not just here viewing, but welcome in my comment section, disagreeing with me, calling me an idiot, hopefully calling just my ideas an idiot. I don't want anyone to feel unwelcome when they come across my channel, but I'm going to be very clear here. The bannings that are happening on social media definitely have a slant. I don't support alt tech because I agree with a particular group's political opinions. I support alt tech because I want people to have as much of a semblance of free speech as humanly possible. I understand that social media has issues that they can't just allow anything and everything to go. But what is, in my opinion, a very clear and provable bias makes it even worse. I understand some platforms have to ban some things, but look, make no mistake. This is coordinated, this is targeted, this is partisan, and this is meddling. And you're going to see more of it in this election year. And of course, it will backfire. We all know it will. Now, early on, Mark Cernovich reported Reddit bans r/the Donald, which they had largely abandoned anyway, given that they were already quarantined by Reddit, as well as our Chapo Trap House, which is more like a far lefty group too, as part of a major expansion of its rules. More than 2,000 communities are being removed on Monday for violating Reddit's new content policies. And here's the article. Reddit bans r/the Donald and r/Chapo Trap House. The policy updates come 3 weeks after BLM protests led to several popular Reddit forums to go dark temporarily in protest of what they call the company's lax policies around hosting and promoting content they disagree with. It marks a major reversal for the company whose commitment to free expression has historically been so strong that it once allowed people to distribute stolen spicy photos. Quote, I have to admit that I've struggled with balancing my values as an American and around free speech and free expression with my values around the company's values to common human decency, Reddit CEO Steve Huffman said on a call with reporters. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Steve, you didn't. You didn't have any problem quarantining our the Donald, did you? Now, I'm not saying a platform should be forced to allow everything, but none of these forums are particularly unbiased, which is really my issue. In a blog that cites the company's new rule, Huffman said that users of R. the Donald had violated the policies for years. The site has no official connection to Donald Trump, although he did an AMA there as a candidate in 2016. So he did a billion interviews. This is why I don't trust mainstream media. The community has consistently hosted and upvoted more rule-breaking content than average, antagonized us and other communities, Rule 2 and 8, and its mods have refused to meet the most basic expectations. I don't agree with that, but again, if there are violations, if there's been clear communications and the forum still continues to break the rules, then fine, ban them. But that's not how this looks. Reddit's new policy begins with the first rule that requires users to consider the human. Remember the human. Reddit is a place for creating community and belonging, not for attacking marginalized or vulnerable groups of people. Why is that second sentence in there? The second part of that sentence in there. You get what I mean here? Of course this is partisan. Everyone has a right to use Reddit free of harassment, bullying, and threats. I agree. That's a good part. That's a good sentence. Communities and people that incite this will be banned. Also totally fine. This formed the framework that followed the bans for hate speech. You can see dark humor and memes, consume product, dark joke central, gender critical, I'm going to heck for this, Wojak, and Soy Boys. Last year, Reddit quarantined the Donald, placing it behind a warning screen after it's found the forum to be reaching the Reddit's front page. Yeah, because it was popular and it was saying things you didn't like. Huffman says political speech continues to be safe, but all communities, including our political communities, must abide by these policies. We'll see. We'll see. At the same time, the company has been under more pressure to remove this type of thing. Among critics have been former Reddit CEO Alan Powell, who earlier this month said the Donald should have been removed long ago. You should have shut down the Donald instead of amplifying its hate and meanness, she said in a tweet directed at Huffman. So much of what is happening now lies at your feet. You don't get to say BLM when Reddit nurtures and monetizes this. I mean, again, totally not political though, right? Totally not political. And then Twitch actually banned Donald. Not that I think Donald Trump cares, but this was another publicity stunt. This was just, we get to say, oh, we banned Trump. Yeah, we're standing up against. If you don't think that there are Trump voters that use your platform, you're ridiculous. If you don't think this is going to cost you business, you're ridiculous. This move, even though I wouldn't consider myself a diehard Trump supporter in any way, appears targeted to me and makes me a lot more okay with supporting places like Trovo. Even though they are incubated by Tencent, as long as they're not banning people based on their political affiliations, they're better than Twitch, in my opinion. Twitch has suspended, not banned, Donald Trump's account for hateful conduct. Twitch has provided the following statement. Hateful conduct is not allowed on Twitch in line with our policies. President Trump's channel has been issued a temporary suspension from Twitch for comments made on stream. Really? And I love people with they're a private company, they can do as they please. Yeah, absolutely. Sure, they can. And I'm not going to, I don't think it's as effective to stand up here and hit, that's funny, and hit my, and hit my chest talking about how Twitch needs to change anything, because they're not going to change it. They're going to get more partisan. They're going to get more restrictive. They're going to get worse. They're not going to get better. People aren't going to leave until there's a viable alternative. And listen, there are tons of them. I use DLive. I barely ever stream, and I have 8,200 followers here. Minds.com/thequartering. I have 14,000 subscribers on Minds. Parler, even though I have some concerns about some bans that just happened there and some terms of service, 12,000 followers. Trovo, I'm going to stream here now. I'm over it. Yeah, so what? They have Tencent money behind them. Well, until they prove that they are anti-free speech or until they prove they are partisan, I'm fine with it. I've had to increase, I've had to relax my position on working with companies, because to me, speech, you know, and these partisan issues are more important, more egregious than taking China bucks at this point. This is why I use Subscribestar instead of Patreon. Subscribestar is the most important way my viewers can back me. It's becoming more and more important. And I will tell you this, in the run up to the election season, I'm going to get a lot more forward about asking people to consider backing me at subscribestar.com/thequartering. Sponsors are weak. They are lily livered. I understand why they're that way, which is why I have to ask people to consider supporting me directly in this manner. This is going to get worse before it gets better. The only way I believe that this gets better is by propping up alternatives. Are there problems with DLive? Yup. Are there problems with Minds? Yup. How about Parler? Also yup. Trovo? Yup. Subscribestar? Double yup. The features as a user of this stink, but you know what the most important thing is? People can back me, and they don't ban people, from what I can tell, without being extremely egregious. They aren't pushing their political opinions on people like Patreon did. And yeah, sometimes you're going to look at a third-party platform or an alt-tech platform like Parler, and everyone, all the black pillars on Twitter are like, hey, I told you they sucked. I told you they weren't going to be any better than Twitter. Okay, fine. Maybe they won't be. But you know what they aren't? Twitter. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. That's why I have 1 million social media accounts. That's why it takes me 10 minutes to publish a video, because I got to put it on Minds, Facebook, Twitter, Parler, Subscribestar, everywhere. BitChute. People keep saying BitChute is small. BitChute is small. Why do people promote BitChute? Oh, yeah? Okay. How small is it now? I have 23,000 subscribers there. My videos get regularly 1,000 to 2,000 views. Sometimes more than that. Sometimes 4,000 or 5,000 views. But if people don't start supporting these platforms, they'll never be a viable alternative. I'm not saying leave Twitter. I'm not saying leave YouTube. I'm saying create a parallel presence. Create a Parler account. Create a Minds.com account. Check it once a week. Be involved once in a while. Because if we don't, as November gets closer, you're going to see these tech companies continue to overreach. And we won't have spent any time building additional platforms to go to. It takes work to support alt tech, but we can do it. We can't change Twitch and their partisan BS, but we can support alternatives. We can grow other communities. This, I think, is the main takeaway. Yes, there are warts on all these platforms, but they're not Twitch, and they're not Facebook, and they're not Twitter. And we have to embrace them because we hold some responsibility. I can't complain about how crappy Twitter is without also committing time to Parler or Minds. And I'm asking my viewers to consider doing the same. Because if we don't support alt tech, we won't have anywhere to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.